careful, so far I can't believe I forgot my glasses. I forgot my glasses. It's amazing how blind I am.
Okay. Danielle?
The meeting tonight is for the conduct of town business by the town board. The public is invited to participate at the items marked on the agenda, public comment. During that segment of the meeting, if you have a question or comment for the supervisor, please raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged. Please state your full name and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation.
Thank you, Danielle. I'd like to start the meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for all our brave men and women fighting all over the world for democracy and freedom. Thank you. So I just want to remind everybody that we still have a public hearing open on the comprehensive plan. So I need a motion to close.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Decision? Discussion? So passed. Thank you. Motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Motion to approve minutes from the November 27, 2017 Town Board meeting.
Motion. Second.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Motion to approve minutes from the November 27, 2017 public hearing. Need a motion?
Motion. Go ahead. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Motion to approve minutes for the November 27, 2017 public hearing.
Come on, follow it up, boys. Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Supervisor Lanzetta, you're abstaining because you weren't there?
Excuse me?
Will you abstain because you weren't there?
No, I can't.
Or
I
you-
just
or
looked
just-
that
do I
up.
just
I
say
could
aye?
actually vote
you
as
don't
long as I read the
Oh, you
minutes.
can?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
You have such good detailed minutes.
All right.
Yeah. Didn't take me too long to read them.
Good.
Thank you. Authorized payment of bills in the amount of $134,299.77.
Yes, I will make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Comments on the agenda? No comments? We'll move on. Presentation, Cindy Lanzetta. Hi, Evelyn. Come on up.
Oh, yes, you definitely got it.
Hey, Rich.
Evelyn wants to come up.
Hi.
Good evening.
I was reading the paper and I felt like there might be some confusion about the Ulster County Planning Board and what its mission is, so I just wanted to do a brief explanation. The mission of the Ulster County Planning Board is to promote, encourage, and support solutions among levels of government, agencies, and other stakeholders in matters affecting conservation, preservation, and development. In pursuing this mission, it is of critical importance that the Planning Board and its staff be widely accessible to the public, comprised of technically and professionally experienced members, broadly represented geographically, and independent from political influence. The very nature of the board's duties and the responsibilities of its staff require a nonpartisan approach in order to work for the benefit and welfare of Ulster County. And that is the mission statement from the Ulster County Planning Board. The town is responsible for making the recommendations for the County Planning Board, but it is the county legislature that appoints the representatives to the board. The appointees must then undergo 4 hours of annual training before participation and to be members of good standing. That is why the appointments should take place in a timely manner. We meet once a month, and I would like to make it very clear that at meetings where projects for the town of Marlborough are on the agenda, Councilman Baker and myself must recuse ourselves and cannot participate in any discussion or answer any questions regarding those projects. So even though we are there to represent Marlborough, we are not allowed to have any input in projects that are directly related to Marlborough. Since Councilman Baker and myself have been the town of Marlborough representatives, we have collaborated with the Ulster County Planning Board in offering 2 training sessions for Southern Ulster board members in Marlborough, which was pretty exciting to have the meetings down here at this end. And we've partnered with Ulster County and the Marlborough school system to do a safe routes to school study and plan. Again, that was Ulster County planning monies that Marlborough was able to take advantage of. And we also aided the Ulster County Transportation Council to direct a Route 9W corridor safety assessment and plan for our town. Again, I believe that study is about $80,000 of county monies that have been directed towards our community. And so, you know, we were pretty pleased that we were able to funnel those monies into our community. So I didn't know if anybody had any questions or concerns about the Ulster County Planning
Could you
Board.
go back to the part about political affiliation? Thank you.
The mission statement?
Yeah, in the beginning when you said that you should have no political affiliation when you're on that board.
Oh, it doesn't say any political, well, I'll read it.
Okay.
It said, independent from political influence.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear.
Okay.
Thank you. And what does that entail? If you're head of some party in the town or anything like that, is that political influence? I'm just asking.
If you were a chairperson, perhaps
Right.
that could be made.
Right.
But,
Okay.
you know, Howard and I are neither chairpeople of any political party.
Not yet.
What's the reason, Cindy, that you can't discuss anything related to Marlborough? I mean, I kind of think I understand it, but wouldn't it be beneficial that you give input on your own area? Like, they don't know anything about your area, so,
Yeah, that is.
like, why wouldn't you want to give at least input on, this is what they're thinking, this is why we're thinking about doing this, because this is how our town is situated? Like, you have people up there that don't know your town, you would think they'd want you to give some background or influence on it. I mean, maybe not vote on something, but, I mean, that's the only thing I don't understand that.
I agree with Scott on that, because we've had county planning here, and they have a book, you know, and just like law enforcement has a book, when you go to police academy, and same thing with the fire academy, no 2 crimes are the same, no 2 fires are the same, no 2 towns are the same. So when you try to read out, I've had to talk to Dennis about this multiple times. If it's written in black and white, it may not pertain to your town. When certain build-out aspects of, we want to build out around a hamlet. Well, some towns don't have hamlets that are built out aroundable, or they don't have a highway corridor, or they don't have this. Each town is different. Each town holds a different dynamic. So sometimes if somebody from our town was able to say to them, hey, you know, we're up here in Saugerty's meeting, but, you know, my little town down here is a lot different than your town.
I
You know what
think,
mean? So,
Yeah, I mean,
that is my-
I understand what you're saying,
there
but
is- there's a
you have
reason.
to remember that we are representatives of the town. We are not town board members who have a say in zoning and legislation. What we do is we act as a conduit between the county planning and the town. Like, for instance, I report back to our planning board what has transpired. And if they want me to bring something forward in a general way, like when one of the things that I brought forward was, you know, some of the things that we're grappling with local B&Bs. So in a general way, I can bring up questions. But I guess they don't want us, they want us to be taking information back and forth, not directing the county board itself, because that's your job. It's up to you. You'll get the recommendations, and then it's up to you to decide whether you agree or if you have issues, and then, you will send that back to them and let them know. But as a county planning board representative, it is not my place, to be telling them what the town board says or necessarily what the planning board says. They want us to be able to do our jobs and work within our realms, but we go up to bring information back and forth. We're not telling them what to do.
I think, if I may, their answer might be to that question is that it is permissible to bring someone else from the town to a meeting to represent a particular project and give an opinion on it. Not our planning board representative, but somebody else from Marlborough could go and talk about a project, pro or con. So that's allowed.
Yeah.
And so, that's always been their answer. It is frustrating, I will admit, to go to those meetings and hear discussions about projects you might have intimate details about, but you can't comment on them. And I think they don't want the members of the planning board to be put in that position, I guess. I'm not sure why it was put in place, but it is a rule, and sometimes it's a little frustrating. But the way to address it, I guess, if there were a particular project that someone felt strongly about and wanted to make sure that they got their voice heard, they could go. That's my understanding, right, Cindy? Yeah.
Yes.
Personally, yeah, another person,
Yes.
not the representative.
And how many, and like on that board right now, what's the representation? Is it more planning board members from
Pretty much.
communities, or is it?
Yeah,
Pretty much-
it's
pretty much solely.
primarily people from planning boards in the various communities. We have one building inspector who is very helpful.
Yeah, that's probably.
Because it's nice to have that perspective, on the board when people have questions. But basically, it's planning board members from various communities.
Yeah, and what we've been doing also is we've been taking advantage of this gateway as a lead-in with the county to show them what exactly everybody wants to do on that one project. So we bring all the stakeholders in and we talk about it then. And then eventually it goes up to the county in front of the county planning board, so.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize that one of the main important issues, one of the main things that the county planning board does is provide education. That's one of the most important aspects of its job. And that's something that, the town of Marlborough has been very active in promoting, that they offer more educational opportunities down in the southern tier, and our boards have taken advantage of that, so we're very happy about that.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank
Any
you.
questions?
The only other question, I'll just clarify for me, please. So if anybody's on a committee, a Democratic committee, or they're on the Republican committee, whatever committee it might be, they don't count. It's just the chairperson you feel would be the person that would not be eligible to do something like that? I don't know. According to what you read, I'm asking your opinion.
My opinion is people can be involved in
But if they're the chairman?
Typically, I know, like for instance, with town board or planning board, typically you don't want a chairperson of a committee, of a political committee on the board. Usually when somebody gets elected, they step down from their chairmanship.
Okay.
And that's the only similar thing that I can think of offhand.
So if someone were to become a chairman down the road, they would probably have to recuse themselves of that position?
It might be a wise thing to do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Lanza.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Cindy. Mrs. Lanzetta.
Okay. We have reported departments and boards.
Excuse me? I forgot my glasses.
You can't read
I
them?
can't see.
It's a good one, then.
No, I usually carry them with me. I left at work. I got my glasses. You left my work.
They work.
Which I gotta talk to you about the situation. Just so we
Oh,
get to that point.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so my report for 2017, December. I attended a meeting at the Anderson School of Autism in Statsburg. Attended a Route 9W corridor study and a public workshop at Marlborough Elementary School. Attended the planning program on zoning and comprehensive planning at Dutchess County Cornell Cooperative in Millbrook. Conference call with Councilman Baker on CCA and land lease. Had a meeting with Justin Bates, with the Bayside representative, Highway Superintendent Gail Appler, and retired Fire Chief Bob Chancelito. That meeting went very well. We did address some of the issues that Mr. Appler had, and I think he was satisfied with those issues. And also, thanks to Bob Chancelito talking to the building inspector, Bayside definitely has to sprinkle the whole place. So that's a new state law, so that's what they're going to do. Just three things briefly. Bayside is moving along pretty good. Just got some confirmation on Chestnut Petroleum today from Scott Parker. They have 3 low bids, and they'll establish who the lowest bidder is this week, and that'll take care of, they'll demolish the building, do all the prep work for spring building. Hopefully by then, things are moving pretty fast with the $250,000 Scott Titles money for sewer up 9W. So that's all good stuff. And the 40,000 square foot warehouse for the pods is moving along too. So they're in front of the planning board this coming Monday. So those are 3 big projects for economic development for the town of Marlborough. And thank you, gentlemen, for helping steer that along. And there's one thing I learned from Senator Larkin was that there's no I in team. So, and in case I forget, because I'm getting old, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And I guess Hanukkah starts tomorrow night, so I want to wish all my friends Happy Hanukkah. So that being said, would you like to read your brother's?
Sure. He's on vacation again.
Again.
Monthly report, Building Department, month of November 2017. Certificate occupancy 3, stop work order 0, request for information 19, ZBA application 0, trailer park renewal 0, order of remedy 16, building extensions 2, complaints 29, fire inspection 6, burn permits issued 22, fire call 0, clothing bin renewal 0, builder permits total 25, 1 electrical generator, 2 furnace boiler indoor, 1 demolition, 1 tank installation removal, 2 stove, wood stove pellet removal, 5 sheds, 5 roofs, 6 additions or renovations, 1 deck or stair, and 1 carport garage. No solar panels. Estimated cost of building, $214,538. Certificate of occupancy, 450. Request for information, 1,900. Building extensions, 200. Building permits, 2,717. Fire inspection fees, $440. Total mileage, 938 miles. Total gallons used, 67 gallons. Total monthly receipts, $5,707. Thomas Quirk.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. Chief?
Activity summary for the month of November 2017. Personal injury auto accidents 4, fatal 0, property damage accidents 24, accidents not requiring report 8, for a total of 36 for the month. Summons is issued, vehicle and traffic 79, parking 2. Plane activity, blotter entries, 301 blotter entries, and 17 total arrests. Telephone calls handled for the month, 1,732. Police department overtime hours, full-time dispatchers didn't have any this month. Part-time dispatchers had 76 hours. Police mileage for the month, 10,916 miles, with a fuel consumption of 946.069 gallons.
Any questions
So
for the chief?
totals, this is almost like the total of the year, huh?
We're almost there. I
So
think we
we're
got
like-
one more payroll.
You guys are being nice to people on the traffic, huh?
Oh,
600 more or less,
they were lenient this month.
It's only half, it's about half.
well, even total for the year, right?
Yeah, you're 600
You're
behind.
600 behind? Well, it's not behind, I mean,
Not as
that's
much
good.
money this year
Means
as in
people
years
are doing
past. DWI money's down too. Those are all events that create tickets.
Well, I don't know if I correlate that to the mileage too. We're down by
We're down on mileage.
20,000 miles too, so that's good.
Wow. In one aspect, yes.
Yep. So, and budget, we're pretty, close, huh? I mean, some
We're
of
not
the
bad.
stuff-
If you look at the budget hours, that first page, my only concern today was the full-time holiday and the part-time holiday, but I've been rest assured that it's going to even out. Actually, we're probably gonna be ahead of the game, where we won't spend all that money. Once again, I'll quickly explain that we budget for worst-case scenario, and that's why it's as large as it is, but it does swing.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell when the full-timer's gonna work the holiday, so we've budgeted that they will. And if they take off the holiday, that's where the part-time holiday pay comes in, that's why there's a difference. Worst-case scenario on both, so we're gonna be a little over, meaning we won't spend all that money. So that was my only area of concern. Everything else looks right on.
What
We
about
did
the
our,
part-time court, Jerry? That one's big difference.
they don't go to court,
Well, how can we budget $8,200 then?
because what if they do go to court? The trend has been that they're not going to court. We have the
Since we have the
prosecutor.
special prosecutor,
Correct.
Right.
But that currently,
They can.
their contract says that they can. So we budget for a number that we think is reasonable. Fortunately for us,
I'm marking that down.
I figured you would be.
We'd be crazy.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, then all of a sudden we're short.
We almost, these numbers don't reflect where we made cuts for next year.
Yeah,
So, not all these numbers are the same for next year.
Yep.
We'll see
Which
when
is a
that
nice
comes
thing, but.
But no, good year though, overall.
Yep, we, one more payroll left. We did our, a quick monthly analysis of where we are on the budget year to date. And, as of right now, it looks like we are gonna be right on or even a little under. Hopefully nothing happens in the next 2.5 weeks, whatever it is, left of the year.
Thank you for the report on the overdose.
No problem.
Get those, that's,
Yeah, you're getting.
It's not good to see,
I
but-
resent it to you?
Yes.
You got it a second time? Okay, good. Yeah, and I keep those, so if you ever need them again, let me know, I'll just resend them out. But as I get them every month,
It seems like we're all right in this.
Even the same.
oh, on this last report, I think we had two. If I pulling up in my head correct, which I was, or, no, we had three.
Yeah.
Not all heroin though. And two of the three are known with their
Amazing.
issues and problems.
Yeah.
So,
Can that be right?
yeah.
all right.
Jerry, I have to ask,
Thank you, Jerry.
crossing guard, I haven't heard any complaints. You had any complaints? Or?
Yes, I have gotten some complaints. So the guy in the morning was leaving like 5 minutes to 9, and like 2 minutes to 9, the last bus would come down, there was a problem. So the bus company called to complain about it, I spoke to him, and as far as I know, that's been good. The only other complaint I've been having, and I spoke with Al about it, is Facebook complaints about, or from the public, about the traffic guard not letting them out, and only the buses. So as the calls come in, and none come in to me, but one or two have come into Al's office, and Tina will explain that the crossing guard is there strictly for the buses, not to let the public out.
And that was the problem.
And that is part of the problem. Although, when he's standing out there, if their bus comes down and there's a private citizen car behind it, yes, he's not gonna stop that car and not let that car out. It's when no buses are coming down and he has that break in between the flows, that he doesn't let them out, and that's what they're getting upset about. So as the complaints come in, and like I said, I think one came into Al's office, and it was explained to the person, and they were okay with it, but Facebook was a big flutter on it. And I don't do Facebook, but it was shown to me.
Was he changing
I
that?
got more complaints when they let them out and it's backed up into. you know,
9W gets stopped.
Is he changing that though? Is he helping people come out there now? Did
No.
It's not his job.
Because they used to do that.
Gil used to do that.
Gil always did.
That's why.
Hence why 9W is backed up to the bridge on
But
both
they're not
directions.
supposed to be coming down that way, are they?
Right now, the flow of 9W is the main concern, not the
And the bus?
private.
So I just,
The only time they're really stopping 9W is when the big yellow bus needs to get out. And that's the purpose of
I'll
them
give
being
you
there.
a couple, I mean, I personally seen it myself, is on the cell phone,
Sure it is.
standing out there with the cell phone in the hand with the sign.
Oh, Wiley's directing traffic?
Yeah, like this.
Morning or-
AM guy or PM guy?
It was the AM guy, actually.
All right. I
Which is-
appreciate to know that. That's good.
Feedback.
We'll address that, yes.
And the PM guy, I see him.
Because
leaning-
he really
he's
needs to
always
pay
leaning-
attention to what he's doing.
He's leaning on the car all
If
the
you can't
time.
drive and
Well-
talk on it, you shouldn't direct traffic.
Yes, he does lean on his truck, but I think that might be medically necessary.
Yeah, but that's, I go by, that's.
So just gently tell him this stuff.
Yes, I will. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Oh, just one more thing, Chief.
Nailed it.
I want to thank Officer Fulton for the blue light ceremony.
I
It
missed
was a great success. There was a lot of people out there this time around. I think it's getting bigger and bigger the more we do it. Make awareness of all our fallen officers, you know. And it was also nice of the gentleman, I forget his name, and his wife.
Bruce Griffin.
Yeah, Bruce, and to make those little,
Bruce came to me a couple weeks ago with that idea. I thought it was a wonderful idea. He volunteered to take that on. So for every fallen member of service in New York, he creates a badge that has a blue line on it. It's decorated black. The badge is black and the line is blue. And on the back, it's the name of the officer that fallen. So we'll hang that on the tree every year, starting this year.
right.
And then next year, knock on wood, we don't have to, but if we do, we will make another one and
Yeah.
treat it like that.
It was very moving because all the Boy Scouts got one and they put it on the tree. It was good.
It was. This year was a little different. I think Officer Fulton did a little background on every officer that had fallen in New York, like where they were from and what they were doing when it happened.
Yeah, it was a
And
good,
then, of course, he made it really emotional by telling what kind of people he left
yeah, he
behind.
did a really good job.
God-daughters.
9 officers though this year, right? It was
What's
nine-
that?
It was 9 officers, right, this year?
9 in New York.
Yeah.
119 total?
Yeah.
119 total,
Yeah.
9 in New York.
And I just got an email from him that there was 2 more fallen. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate it. Highway Superintendent.
Okay, I'll read it. Gail said he was sorry he couldn't make it tonight, but I guess there's weather coming in tonight, and he's prepping for it to get out early tomorrow. So his report is monthly report for November 2017. Roads, we had to clean gravel and dirt washed out on the Mount Zion Road. We spent most of the month cleaning leaves out of our ditch lines with a 4 or 5 man crew. We did a catch basin and pipe and patrols, cleaning leaves off of the roads as needed. We repaired a couple of ditch lines on Prospect Street and Ridge Road. Snow/ice maintenance, we had 3 men working, maintaining all of our sanders for the upcoming winter. Shared services, we assisted the town of Lloyd Highways by moving 2 large towers they erected on the rail trail. Parks, we placed some more large stones on the shoreline of the Milton Landing. Water department, we had our vac truck out for 3 days cleaning out valve boxes with the water department throughout the town. Landfill, we had a loader up there on 11/13, loading the metal container. We then straightened out the roadways due to erosion. Fuel usage, gas, 250.822 gallons, diesel, 515.618 gallons. Respectfully submitted, Gail Epler, Sr.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Mr. Maggio. Good evening.
Monthly report for November. Water consumption total 12.6 million gallons, which is a daily usage of
$422,000.
$422,000. That's this month, compared to last month, which is 14.4 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 464,000. Compared to a year ago, consumption 12.8 for the month, which is daily consumption of 426,000. Summary for the month, hydrants. We drained hydrants and we started installing snow markings on them. We repaired hydrants on the corner of Platic Hill and Western Avenue. Valves, we continue to inspect and clean all the valves in our system for good working order. Service lines, we had to repair and flush out a service line on Old Post and Road and Michael Place. Water mains, we had to repair a 6-inch water main near the Marlborough High School. We also had a 10-inch water main up on Reservoir Road. We repaired with the help of the Highway Department. The town park, we winterized the town park bathrooms. Closings, we had 6. Markouts, 15. Gallons of gas used, 250. And mileage for the month is 1650. Any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Jameo? Majeo? Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Danielle.
Good evening. Good evening. Hi. Town Clerk Monthly Report for November. We have Conservation, 8902. Total dog licenses, 24 for $140. We have 2 water service fees totaling $1,650. We had a road cut fee for $350. We had 23 punch cards for $1,370. Marriage license fee for $17.50. We had building department fees and fire fees totaling $11,019. Accident reports, 16 for $80. Certified copies, 7 for $170. And the grand total is $14,885.52.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Danielle. Any questions for Danielle? Chief, you want to read the dog control report? Thank you.
Town of Marlborough Dog Control Report, November 2017. Total number of calls, 14. Number of police calls from the Marlborough PD and Ulster County Sheriff, 12. Cases referred to the Ulster County SPCA Humane Law Division, 2. Number of open cases, 1. Number of stray dogs impounded and or seized, 1. Number of dogs redeemed, 1. Number of appearance tickets issued, 3. We currently have 0 dogs in the kennel, no dog bites for the month. We currently have 1 dangerous dog hearing in the Marlborough Justice Court. And he has a note, with the winter fully upon us, we would like to remind residents not to leave their dogs outside for extended period of time as weather conditions can change quickly. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Andrew McKee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. So, Mr. Falco, report on the Marlborough wastewater treatment plant for November 2017. The average flow to the plant was 129,000 gallons per day. This was an average month and about 74% of design capacity, 175,000 gallons per day. The process is working well, meeting Speedy's requirement. Lab results show that we removed 99% of BOD and 99% of suspended solids during the month. Milton Wastewater Treatment Plant, the average flow of the Milton plant during November 2017 was 30,000 gallons per day. This is about 55% of design capacity. The capacity is 55,000 gallons per day. We showed 99% of BOD and 97% of TSS removal. The process is working well, meeting Speedy's requirements. Overall, both wastewater treatment plants are in good working order. And if you need additional information, please do not hesitate to contact Tony Falco. Okay. Also have The assessors report. Our office processed 23 real property sales transfers. That's pretty good. We worked on 7 property tax estimates. Our data collector is working in the areas of Bailey's Gap, Orchard Road, Milton Cross Road, and Mahoney Road. We are continuing to review our new construction and sales records for the 2018 assessment roll. And that's from Cindy Hilder. I think you got a light one here, Howard.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't think Chris did it. Planning Board review November 2017. The meeting on November 6, 2017 was canceled. The meeting on November 20th, attendees were Cindy Lanzetta, acting chairperson, Manny Couchy, Steve Clark, Joe LaFleur, and Ben Trapani. Chris was not present. On the agenda, the first item was Hudson Valley Treehouse on Gobbler's Knob in Marlborough. At the applicant's request, the public hearing was adjourned until April 2nd. There were no comments from the public. Second item was Trapani Farms on Latintown Road. Board member Ben Trapani recused himself from the discussion of this application. The public hearing was opened and closed with no comments from the public. The EAF Part 2, negative declaration, approval by resolution, and collection of recreation fees were all approved. This is for a subdivision. The third item was Grand Slam Auto on 9W Milton for a sketch site plan. The applicant reappeared and addressed all comments from the town engineer and the Ulster County Planning Board. The board requested the applicant update the map to show plans for incorporating an easement for a sidewalk. Board member Lanzetta suggested the project go back for additional review by the Ulster County Planning Board with the updated map. A public hearing was scheduled for December 18, 2017. The final item on the agenda was the Bayside mixed use on Birdsall Avenue in Marlborough sketch subdivision site plan. The applicant postponed their appearance as nothing had been received from other local review agencies. Next deadline is Monday, November 27th. Next meeting is December 4th. And respectfully submitted. Chris Brand, Chairman, Town of Marlborough Planning Board.
Thank you, Howard.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
No.
And, create a sweat.
Easy one, Howard. It
Usually it's like 7 pages long.
So let's move on here. Report of committees. Recreation Committee.
Nothing new.
Are you going to set up that meeting or
After the year.
after the new year? Establish how we're going to charge?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Zoning sounds fair. Emergency Management Preparedness Committee.
I got to update, we got some new names up there in county, so I'll put that together and give it to Tina for print.
The CAC, we haven't met, but we will meet after the holidays. IT Committee, we have to meet and establish.
We gotta meet and figure out what we're gonna do for the rest, for next year now. Make them,
We got
you
the
know,
budget.
prioritize what we wanna really do and
Right.
get a wish list of what we might wanna do.
Right.
So I think we have a couple ideas. We all know what we wanna do.
Yeah, we all know what we're gonna do. It's a matter of budgeting.
Can we afford to do it? That's all.
The Milton train station is moving along fairly well.
Milton Landing.
You have Milton Landing Citizens Committee, you did the,
Yeah, we did got the rocks placed out there. That DEC permit, I think, expires at the end of this month. So I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to get some of the smaller in there. If not, we'll just reapply.
I asked them the other day, so did Gail Jr. So hopefully we'll
Hopefully we can
that
get it in
going.
there before the permit expires.
We met, there was 4 of us with the stonework.
Yeah, it's what,
Yeah, it's looking really good. It's amazing what you could do with the proper tools, you know, we brought this big boulder down.
yeah, so
It was
Dan
on
showed
the
me
top.
pictures, yeah.
Yeah. So,
If the guy's gonna come back, Gail and I talked about it, we couldn't muster anybody up in the firehouse, because
that's hard time. you
No,
know,
it's deer
Christmas.
season. It's
Yeah,
deer season and Christmas tree
Yeah, I
season.
know.
Like you gotta, if we could push it out to February, 10 of us will show up.
Well, Artie he's going to Cuba, but he's waiting for his visa, so we know maybe how long that might be.
Yeah.
So if he tells me next week or maybe in January, we'll hit it again. A little at a time. There's like 32 more steps we have to do,
Yeah.
but it's really coming along just fantastic. Marlborough Hamlet Economic Development Committee. I think we have a meeting tomorrow night.
Meeting tomorrow night, and the Trail Committee still is actively working, basically working with other groups that have knowledge about trail building and so forth. From the aspect of getting landowner buy-in, we're talking to a lot of different people on that, so that seems to be our focus right now.
Meet Me in Marlborough, you have anything, Howard? I don't have anything on Meet Me.
Meet me in Marlborough, other than
Scott,
Sheila wants to talk to us, I think. So, no, I don't have anything specifically. No.
Hamlet Milton Associated Committee, Alan?
Yeah, they held their event December 3rd. It was another success that CJ, Stephanie, and Vivian put on. People didn't check it out. A lot of it went up on Facebook, but it was highly attended, and there was a DJ there. It really went off
Yeah, I was
nicely.
there. It's very nice.
Really
It's
was a
always
good day.
thing. There's some discussion going on. Thank you, Alan. Transfer Station Review Committee. So,
I sent you guys an email today. Last meeting, Larry was here, had some concerns about the ruts in the driveway. Those have been handled by Gail's team. They went out there last week and filled in the ruts with
yep.
with millings, I guess, so that's fine. Everybody's happy. I gave you an update on the fact that I did call Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency.
You did.
And we can possibly proceed with maybe making some changes, but we'll know more once we get the committee back together and
I
discuss
know forming garbage districts could be lengthy in time, so.
yeah. It's not going to be straightforward, I don't
No.
think, but
Well, thank you.
we're not the only town in the county that might do something like this, so we have a model.
Okay. Old business, the sale of Tomvac building.
No news.
Got that low price.
That's not good.
Yeah, anybody want?
All right, municipal parking in the hamlet of Marlborough and Milton. I think we've beat this to death. In Milton, we have a couple of places, but we need some more places in Milton and Marlborough. I don't know where. So anybody got any good ideas, let me know. Design standards for the Route 9 Neighborhood Corridor Overlay District, that's what the CAC is doing. The LWRP is coming to an end. CF grants application for the town of Marlborough will be hand planning. I just got invited to Albany. I'm going up Wednesday. I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but I got invited, so I'm going to go up there. Maybe I'll see Cuomo.
What day is that?
It's Wednesday, this Wednesday,
So that means, that must mean the announcements of the grant awards are coming soon, like next day or two.
No, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
So it's,
so,
they'll be announcing the grants.
They're gonna give you something.
Maybe a cup of coffee.
I get a donut.
Dunkin' Donut. The Route 9W corridor study is coming to an end, Howard, right?
and we should have a final report, I'd say, with this month or next month. So, then we can start to figure out what we want to
Looking
do with all
forward to
those
that.
recommendations.
It's going to be another great study.
Before we go on to new business,
Yep.
this sewer extension out here,
Absolutely.
it's becoming a nightmare. Last week, they were supposed to do some leveling with rocks. They knocked one of our lighting fixtures down, took the electric out, and knocked all the fixtures off the top. I called Dennis Larios. He said he sent somebody down. The electrician came down. It was daytime. It's photo cell. I can't tell if it's on. Didn't bring a ladder. Say, oh, he went inside the pole. Everything's fixed. The lights never came back on. Called Dennis again this morning and told him the same situation. This was Friday of last week. And he said he's going to send somebody, get somebody down tomorrow. But I mean, with that front of the building is, you're totally out of business with any lighting in there. You know, it's hurting business.
Well, you see my response.
Yeah,
I told him as soon as possible to get it going.
right.
So I'll follow up tomorrow morning.
Right, I've been talking to Dennis off and on, but I mean,
Yeah.
just the response time, and not only that, if we didn't knock the light out, no one would even say they slammed into the pole. No one, you had to know you hit it, the thing is bent.
He made an indication that he didn't see anything that they did as far as,
Well, the guy that came down saw it. I said, the electrician guy came down, he goes, God, that was hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
And he told me that, he said, but he went inside the pole instead of, he thought he was connecting some things that were loosened up there, but I couldn't tell without a photo cell, and I can't believe an electrician comes down without a ladder. So I couldn't go up on top and check the photocell, and at that particular night though, obviously the lights didn't come on, and the fixtures are all dangling.
Let me know tomorrow if they come and fix it.
I will.
If not, then, I'll call them again, I'll come down with Dennis or something. But I think the other situation is they ordered the wrong parts.
Pumps or something.
And the pumps we have,
Right.
down at Tony Falco, and I got the
Invoice.
itemized invoice of what actually we got. But they're waiting for another subcontractor to put in all the plumbing.
Yeah. I was just a little disappointed in the first answer I got from Dennis when I told him about the situation, all that stuff, and he goes to me, you know what he said his answer was? Well, maybe that's why they were so much lower than all the other bidders. I don't care how much lower they are. They bid the job. That's not an answer. Yeah, that's the answer I got from him.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not acceptable.
and unfortunately, state law is you gotta take the lower bidder, or you have to find a good excuse why you can't, so.
No, and I have no problem with it,
Yeah.
but don't use that as an excuse because he's the low bidder, he's not good.
Maybe he felt in his heart that's what he should say. Maybe he was, Of course, he had concerns to begin with. because
I
he
know
was
Dennis
low
for
by
10 years, I mean, I was
Yeah,
really
he was
surprised.
considerably low.
I have something on that sewer expansion, more so to ask the board their opinion. They did this work here in the front yard, and they leveled it all out, and it looks wonderful. The problem we have, or the problem I'm seeing is unorganized people are pulling into the newly created dirt parking lots.
So I want to fence that off then.
Yeah, what?
So I was going to ask, can I either have highway put up little parking, I don't know if the fence.
No parking signs don't work, you see the Little League field, right?
Yeah. But if we put up a fence, then on Charlie, I guess that's.
No, I think they should do it.
They who?
People
The
that are
contractors. Yeah.
What?
I'll give them a call because
just storm fences.
what they're gonna do is they come in the springtime and they're gonna spray the green stuff on.
I get that, but for now, people are parking like today, a truck parked in there, there's huge ruts in the middle of it now.
Yeah, I'll call them up tomorrow, make sure they fence it off.
Very, thank you.
Another indication of low bid.
Okay, moving right along. News business, everybody saw Mr. Noda's water agreement? So, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but basically it gives him permission to have our great water to his place, and actually you're gonna put in 225 feet of 8-inch pipe and fire hydrant.
Where's
So
it gonna
we
start
appreciate
from, Charlie? Where's it gonna tap in from, yeah?
There's a valve on Highland Avenue.
On Highland Avenue itself? Right where the fire hydrant is?
Yeah, where the fire hydrant from, it's almost directly across from Hannah Place.
And how far, you just gonna run past his property and then stop?
225 feet all the way to almost the end of his property.
Are you gonna go to Church Street, or you're not gonna go that far?
That's another 600.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he's
just thought you
going
wanted the
up there.
loops, though, that's what you were talking about before. We're still gonna have a dead end there.
It's not his property.
I understand, but we're still gonna have a dead end there,
Yep.
is what you're saying?
Yep,
Okay. No, because you originally told me you wanna try to loop all the time, it's,
eventually.
Eventually, closer.
I don't know how they stopped there. Chris, you wanna pay for that? Kindness of his heart.
So, I need a motion, gentlemen, to sign this agreement.
All motion.
Now, all the work is being done by the client? We're not?
Yes.
Okay.
Chris is doing all that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nope.
Any discussion?
Nope.
Thank you very much. Chris, you're all set.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris, also, he gave escrow of $1,500, which paid for the lawyer fee to do all this.
Good.
Got some correspondence?
This time of year, you shouldn't want the pavilion. Excuse me, they shouldn't want the pavilion this time of year.
So unfortunately, I have a resignation from Walter Falkenberg. Dear Supervisor Lanzetta, during the last 10 years, I have held various positions representing the town of Marlborough. I have thoroughly enjoyed this work. The people that I've met along the way have been great and a pleasure to work with and serve. My wife and I have decided it's time to move closer to our kids and grandchildren, so we'll be relocating to Tennessee at the end of the year. It has been great living in the town of Marlborough for the last 40-plus years, and will deeply miss this town and the people I have met along the way. Mr. Supervisor and members of the town board, it is with deep regret that in respect to my upcoming relocation to Tennessee, I must submit my resignation as transfer station supervisor effective December the 24th, 2017. Mr. Larry Furman has the knowledge as to the functions or responsibilities along with the contacts for the function of the transfer station to fill my vacancy. I would highly recommend him for the position. I will miss this town and the people I have met and wish everyone success in all the great things that are happening here in Marlborough. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Respectfully submitted, Walt Falkenberg. So he was a great guy. I like Walt.
He's good people, good people.
So,
We gonna look for somebody?
should we make a motion to accept Larry as the superintendent as of December?
I think that would leave it up to the committee. I mean, we got to the 24th, and they could email us if they want.
Or December 24th? We could be back till January 11th.
Well, I mean, they could discuss it right now. What's your feelings on that?
Well, Walt did mention it to me when I saw him on Saturday that he might be retiring, so I didn't know he finally decided on it. But, when did he say he's gonna be?
December 24th.
24th.
December 24th?
Yeah, they
Okay, I mean, I think we can
temporarily appoint.
temporarily, let Larry
Yeah.
run the gig, and then we'll
But he needs,
decide what we need.
isn't another person needed up there? Because Larry's
But
up there.
it would be nice, I think, to have a second person in case,
We should like
yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to advertise or
start
something.
advertising for a
So do
position.
that now.
Yeah, we could do that.
We're gonna have to.
John?
I make
Very
a
sick,
motion
I'm not
that we
going.
advertise for the vacant position
At the,
at the transfer station.
Yeah.
I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And I'll make a
So
motion,
moved.
I'm gonna make a motion to temporarily appoint Larry Furman as the
Superintendent?
superintendent as of the 25th of December
Christmas Day.
Okay,
at the transfer station.
I got a motion, need a second.
I'll second that.
okay,
All in favor? Opposed?
fine. I mean, I'll talk to
So
him.
moved.
I'll take the to-do to talk to Larry and make sure he's
And then we just
aware.
have to,
He's aware.
Yep.
I'm sure he's aware of everything.
I'm
before we-
sure.
He's aware.
So,
So also have the resignation of Joseph Wazalewski.
Where's he go?
Chief Gerald T. Kokoza, I respectfully submit to you my resignation for the Town of Marlborough Police Department. I would like to comment along with my resignation that I am extremely grateful for the time I spent here under your leadership. You gave me the opportunity to work in this beautiful town and also approved me to attend advanced training. I must now leave to continue my dream of becoming a full-time, and I have received a window of opportunity to do so at the Hyde Park Police Department. Again, I thank you and your staff for many happy memories and a strong foundation that I will take with me and use throughout my career. Respectfully, Joseph Wazalewski.
He's an SRO too, right? He's the SRO. So you're gonna have to find another SRO.
Well, Officer Fulton is now not limited by Social Security anymore,
Okay.
so he wants to earn. So
Okay.
he's graciously said, until we can find somebody, however long that might be,
Okay.
he's going to cover those days.
All right, good.
That's what he's doing right now.
that's good.
I thought he was a really good, nice guy. Wazlewski.
Yeah, he was.
Wasman's
He still
a good
is.
guy, is a good guy, right?
Right.
He got an opportunity in Hyde Park. He's been working for Chief Palilli for a long time.
I was gonna say, was Palilli still there?
Chief Palilli knows what we do here, so any
Yeah, sure, we give them the advanced training, we pay for it, and then
Palilli
he goes
takes
somewhere else
over.
again. This happens every time.
But Palilli was able to make it full-time, so
I'll tell you, we're making a lot of districts happy with all these people
We
leaving.
certainly are, Scott.
But that's good, it's good for him, you know, it's a good opportunity.
So I need, first of all, a motion to accept Walter's resignation.
yes, I would like to make that with regret, certainly.
Yep.
I agree. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. And also for Joseph.
I'll make that motion to accept Joseph's resignation.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Jeez.
Opposed? So moved.
Anybody else in that?
How you doing as far as coverage now?
well, Wazalewski only did the SRO. Very rarely did he work the road
Okay.
in the hour. So that doesn't affect that. And Valeris resigned the last meeting.
Right.
He's a dispatcher, didn't work that often for his job anyway,
Okay.
so we're okay. We're okay.
And what will you do for the SRO position? Will you advertise outside, or will you do from within, or?
There's a gentleman, I haven't contacted him yet, but I did have some preliminary conversation with him, who's interested in coming here. His family's rooted in the town of Poughkeepsie Police Department, father, brother. Now this other gentleman wants to be a police officer. He is a police officer, wants another job as a police officer. So when I explained we might have this position, he showed great interest in it. I told him I wasn't going to do anything until after the first of the year. He was more than okay with that. He has communicated with me, got me some paperwork and stuff to try and promote himself. But I think he's going to make a good fit. I do want to get him in here and get him acclimated before we throw him in the school and bury him there, just to make sure that he's on the up and up and everything's good. But we're looking to probably do that January sometime. Kurt said there's absolutely no rush, so I didn't beat
Okay.
the bush to look for somebody.
Is there special training required for SRO?
No. With the middle school, we don't call it an SRO, it's an SPO, school police officer. So technically, I could put anybody that I want in there that's a certified police officer. However, you really do have to look at one's character and things, because not everybody likes kids.
Right.
And they're kids, so
Right.
Yeah.
you have to find someone special that's willing to do that. This gentleman I'm talking about is young, he's 24, 25. But he's telling me this is something he wants to do. I probably wouldn't put somebody so young in the school unless they had special characters. But as I get to know this gentleman, I'll figure out if he's going to make a good fit. The school's well aware of the plan, too.
Okay, thank you.
Well, you're not hurting, you got Officer Fulton there, so you're good.
Okay. So, I would ask the board if we could move item 12 up, since, we have a lawyer here and we just don't
Where's item 12?
like
We just
lawyers
did
sitting
already.
around,
Did
you
item
know.
12. Where's item 12?
We just did it.
F, right.
Oh, you said,
Resolutions 14.
yeah, you said 12.
Move, yeah, I made a
Yeah, move it up.
mistake.
Okay, you scared me.
F, we're gonna move F
I
up.
can't see, but I can see
And this
that.
is, if it's all right with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
okay.
yes, that's okay.
So this is in regards to accept the road dedication of Pascal Place, and authorizes the supervisor to sign the consent to dedication. We got all the proper paperwork. Just recently, we got Magui Hauser and Etzel's response. And I'll just read that, and then you all have all the pertinent documents in front of you on Pascal Place. It says, "Dear Supervisor Lanzetta, our office has received a plan dated 14 November 2017 titled Road Dedication of Pascal Place, prepared by Messina Associates. The plan depicts the as-built location of the roadway and as meets the and bounds plan and description of the right-of-way to be dedicated. The plan depicts the roadway entirely within the proposed right-of-way. At the request of the town of Marlborough Highway Superintendent, representatives of this office field reviewed the replacement of the top coat asphalt within the proposed roadway to be dedicated. Based on the above, this office takes no exception to the town of Marlborough accepting dedication to Pascal Place as a town roadway. It is understood that the Highway Superintendent and Ron Blass' office have also signed off on the proposed dedication. We have been advised that escrow accounts for payment of outstanding fees have been funded by the applicant's representative. Please feel free to contact the undersigned should you have any questions, comments, or require any additional information regarding this matter, and that's by Patrick Hines. So, with that said, let's go right to the resolution and poll the board. Nick, would you like to say anything, Mr. Pascal? Or?
How many questions that the board might have? I will say that contingencies A through E
Everything's great. I think this was put out before all the other items were completed by Ron, and I called him up. I said, I think most of these are completed. He agreed. So I think we're moving forward, so we'll finish it off today. Danielle, can you poll the board, please?
Supervisor Lanzetta?
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Corcoran?
Yes.
Councilman Baker?
Yes.
Councilman Koenig?
Yes.
So moved. You're all finished. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you, Mr. Charrington? Absolutely.
Certainly.
Gonna give the town of Marlborough some money?
We actually finalized our budget last week, and happy to say that in the last 7 years, we have decreased Marlborough's tax base from $78 to $78.86 down to $76.70.
I saw that.
It's
Very good news.
$2.16 dollar per 100 or per thousand. We have decreased our amount we appropriated to $324 million. Ulster County right now is very solidly financially sound. I don't know what it's going to be next 6 months from now with everything that's happening, but there again, we're very sound. We do have a fund balance on hand. We're very cautious up there. My committee, which is Ways and Means, has worked very hard with the county exec to basically be very conservative, but also try to provide various services. We are spending $1.6 million for a building to house. The state passed new laws regarding 16 and 17 years old. They're going to be treated differently regarding crimes, and now they need a place to house them differently from other places. We're building a family court, a brand new family court in one of our buildings that we own. So we are being progressive, but we're also being very cautious. And in saying all that, we're very happy to keep taxes in line, and I hope we can continue to keep taxes in line. Saying that, I'll answer any questions.
Just received something from the controller stating that we've sold, or there was 100 more houses bought this year than last year?
Our liens, tax liens?
No. I mean, as far as real estate goes.
Oh, real estate, yeah. Houses are selling much more than they have in the past. The prices are not up to where they used to be, but there is a flow of real estate. There again, you're seeing an influx of people from, out southern part of New York State coming up here, second homes, especially in various areas like Woodstock, Gardner. Those areas a lot of second homes are being sold up there. Hopefully the trend will continue. Hopefully the trend will go higher for people. I know a lot of people like to retire and go to where the warm weather is located, just like Walter did. Families down there. So I don't know, with the new tax law that might be implemented, that might have some bearing on sales of real estate in the future.
That was my next question.
So, but who knows what that's going to be. But there again, it doesn't look too promising for New York right at this point. But
Thank you.
thank you. Have a nice New Year. And happy Merry Christmas. And thank you for the road dedication. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. So let's go back, Ed, to Resolution 114, which is A.
Let's go.
Oh, how about public comments? Ed, Jim, come on up. Come on up. Sorry about that. Thank you, Scott. Got a book. It's trying to avoid it.
A couple of short things. One, I think, dealing with the Ulster County, by having the Marlborough people not speak, it gives them more independence and also forces the material to be put on the record. And I think both of those things are good. There's a couple of things that I would certainly like you to consider with regard to the website. One, I commented before on documents, whether it be agendas or whatever, being put on as PDFs instead of docx's in terms of the files. Also, I think it's very nice.
Usually put on PDFs?
Tonight's your lucky night.
I
You
can
got
look
the
over
editor right
others.
here.
Do we?
We have a few different people putting them on.
Danielle
so I can
oversees
check.
the website, so whatever you need to change.
So I think that that would be a good thing. The second thing is, it's very nice that the planning board puts on the website when they are canceling their meetings. I wish the zoning board would do the same thing, so you know whether or not there's actually a zoning board meeting, even though most of the time there isn't. And certainly, there are no minutes for the entire year, I don't think, from the ZBA. It would be nice if those were also put on the website.
The minutes should be on the website, right?
Thank you.
Is that what you're saying?
For zoning.
No, he's saying what-
I don't know
when
if
they-
they're
they
having
don't put
that many
the- they don't
meetings
put the
this year,
cancel.
but I'll,
Chris puts on the agenda.
Cancel every week,
I see his agenda.
every month.
I don't know if
I
they're.
realize it, we have to pay for that space on that disk space, so
That's right.
we only have a
If,
certain
at least
limit.
if the ZBA agendas were there, you could see, oh, there's an agenda or there's no agenda, and therefore they're probably not doing anything. Thank you.
Yes, Jim.
Resolutions.
Okay.
Resolutions, let's go. We're getting that.
Hey, Jim, John.
John, there's an opening at the transfer station.
All right, Resolution 114, authorize the filing and notice of secret negative declaration and adoption of the Town of Marlborough Comprehensive Plan. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it's to adopt our comprehensive plan, and John B. Hand did an exceptional job as far as I'm concerned. Danielle?
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Hey, pay attention.
I'm sorry.
You're doing,
Yes,
yes? Councilman Corcoran.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Councilman
Mr.
Baker.
Winter.
Yes.
Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome.
Resolution 115, to reappoint a member of the Ulster County Planning Board. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas, maybe, why don't you read this?
What am I reading? Are you gonna-
115.
I'm going to read you.
Resolution 115, to appoint a member of the Ulster County Planning Board. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas Cindy Lanzetta has been a member of the Ulster County Planning Board for the town of Marlborough, and whereas her current term expires December 31st, 2017, and whereas Cindy Lanzetta meets all the training requirements to continue as Ulster County Planning Board for the town of Marlborough, be it resolved that Cindy Lanzetta be reappointed to the Ulster County Planning Board, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran.
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
And no, and I'll explain why. She made it very clear it's apolitical. Now, she has her own political Democratic Party that's on the website, it's on Facebook, it's on everything, and so she is politically entangled with the Democratic Party. So on that note, she made it very easy for me to say no.
Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Baker.
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Abstain.
Abstained. Okay,
For reasons, obvious reasons.
obvious reasons.
Resolution 116, to appoint an alternate member of the Ulster County Planning Board. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas the town needs an alternate member to the board. Howard Baker has also been on the board and meets all the requirements. Be it resolved that Howard Baker be reappointed as an alternate member to the Ulster County Planning Board.
Councilman Corcoran.
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Yes.
Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Councilman Baker is on.
Abstain.
And Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes.
Thank you.
I just want to be clear on the prior resolution, it does carry, right, 115?
Yes.
Yeah. Howard, you guys should have figured this out a long time ago. I thought you guys were smart on this. If you would have split it 4 weeks ago, you would have had it.
Well, we thought we would be united.
You want to wait? We're not united. I still don't. I just united on one.
You know,
United we stand, divided we fall, is that what you're telling me?
all right. Resolution 117, to reappoint an employee member of the Ethics Board. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas a memo had gone out to all employees regarding an open employee position on the Ethics Board, and whereas the town did not receive any letters of interest, and whereas Justin Pascal wishes to continue serving on the Town of Marlborough Ethics Board. Be it resolved that Justin Pascal be reappointed as a member to the Ethics Board with a term that ending December the 31st, 2020. Danielle?
Councilman Corcoran?
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Koenig?
Yes.
Councilman Baker?
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta?
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 118 to reappoint zoning board members. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following, whereas an advertisement was placed in the local newspaper for 2 open positions on the zoning board, and whereas the town did not receive any letters of interest, and whereas George Solanovich and Jeffrey McKeel wish to remain on the zoning board. Be resolved that George Solanovich and Jeff McKeel be reappointed to the town zoning board with a term date ending December the 31st, 2022, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran?
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Koenig?
Yes.
Councilman Baker?
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta?
Yes. And we did F.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Happy New Year.